So here's to Henry Cavill and Christopher McQuarrie. And here's to Man of Steel 2, the cinematic phoenix that never took flight. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. When Christopher McQuarrie pitched Man of Steel 2, he didn't bring a generic playbook. He brought fire. He brought form. And he brought **ing feelings. Asked by Josh Horowitz about his vision, McQuarrie smirked like a man guarding the nuclear codes and said, "You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah." Stan Bush's 1986 cult classic from the Transformers blared in our head when we first heard about what could have been Christopher McQuarrie, Henry Cavill, Superman, and yes, Green Lantern. We mean, come on. That's like Zeus offering you a thunderbolt and then deciding, nah, maybe not. So, we're talking about a sequel that had spine, soul, and a soaring sense of direction until the studio pulled the brakes like a bat out of bureaucratic hell. Imagine McQuarrie teaming up again with Cavill. They didn't just want to make a Man of Steel 2, they wanted to make a whole damn event. But now, it's all whispers and what-ifs. In 5 minutes, you'd understand everything Superman feared and why he made the choices he did. McQuarrie added, "It was a setup, after which you knew exactly what makes Superman tick and exactly what Superman was most afraid of and why Superman made the choices he made. It would have been epic. The scale of the movie would have been absolutely extraordinary. And if you've seen how he orchestrated chaos in Mission Impossible Fallout, you know this director doesn't say epic lightly. I'll never tell, but boy was it **ing good. It was **ing good. The opening sequence? Think Pixar's Up, but replace the balloons with a red cape. Wordless. Emotional. Layered. The power is... I cracked it, and it was fun watching him learn how to use that power and giving that power a flaw, so it was not pure invincibility. The spark behind this magic wasn't just Christopher McQuarrie, it was Henry Cavill, too. The Witcher actor had a take on Superman. Not a suit. Not a power punch. But a take. Something profound. In the same interview, McQuarrie revealed, "Henry had a take on that, and I suddenly realized how these two characters had amazing similarities, which also allowed for amazing conflict. Let's read between the lines. Cavill wasn't returning just to stand tall with glowing eyes and flex his Kryptonian pecs. He was diving deep. Exploring Clark Kent's psyche. Juxtaposing it with Green Lantern's limitations. And then came the ring. The trickiest part of the DCU to adapt without turning it into a CGI snooze fest. Green Lantern is a tough one," McQuarrie admitted. "But I cracked it." His solution. Focus on the flaw. The power wasn't infinite. He shared. Warner Brothers flirted with the idea. The Cavill-McQuarrie duo was ready. But then, Hollywood did what it does best. It shuffled chairs on the Titanic. McQuarrie's pitch ended up collecting digital dust. Would it have been better than what's coming? No one can say. But damn it, it would have mattered. They say the graveyard is the richest place on Earth, buried with unwritten novels, unpainted canvases, and unmade movies. Add McQuarrie's Man of Steel 2 to that hallowed list. If hope is the thing with feathers, this one flew too soon. Now that is tension. That's drama. That's not a superhero with a Swiss Army ring. That's a soldier carrying a dying flashlight through enemy territory. The whole concept of Green Lantern is that the ring has to be recharged. That's not a bug, it's a feature. Yes, you have infinite power, but you only have so much battery life, and that can run out at inconvenient times. Ain't that life? Ain't that all of us? Instead of fetishizing the costume or the Space Police aesthetics, McQuarrie asked, what's the character's burden? What makes him tick? And click. He suddenly saw how this flawed lantern and this terrified Superman could share the screen with friction, fear, and force. Christopher McQuarrie could have reunited with his Mission Impossible Fallout star Henry Cavill for a sequel to Man of Steel. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Christopher McQuarrie says he had epic plans for Henry Cavill's Man of Steel 2 before Warner Brothers fired the actor. McQuarrie was hired at the studio to helm the Superman sequel after Zack Snyder had exited the universe. McQuarrie originally pitched a Superman and a Green Lantern movie. It would have been his first movie in the superhero genre. We are all excited for David Corenswet's Superman, but that doesn't mean we have forgiven Warner Brothers for firing Henry Cavill. Cavill sadly got only one solo movie in the earlier DCU, despite kickstarting the universe with his film. A sequel to Zack Snyder's Man of Steel was planned after the exit of Snyder from the universe. Christopher McQuarrie of Mission: Impossible fame had pitched Man of Steel 2 to Warner Brothers. McQuarrie recently appeared in an interview, where he revealed details about the film he had planned for Cavill's second solo appearance. He shared that he modeled the film after Pixar's Up, with the first 5 minutes having no dialogue at all. It would have been an interesting film to see from McQuarrie and Cavill's collaboration, who previously came together for MI: Fallout. He also shared in the interview that the Green Lantern story was challenging, but he cracked it and came up with a good script. However, it didn't move forward for the same reasons that Man of Steel 2 didn't. McQuarrie recently appeared on the Happy Sad Confused podcast, where he revealed to host Josh Horowitz some of the details of his planned film. He shared that he planned a sequence with no dialogue in the vein of Pixar's Up. It would have covered certain events in Krypton, setting the background for Cavill's character. He called it epic, and shared that those 5 minutes would have given the viewers an idea about the massive scale of the film. The Mission: Impossible, the Final Reckoning director told Horowitz. The first 5 minutes of my Superman movie. You remember Pixar's Up? A sequence with no dialogue that covered Krypton. The first 5 minutes of the movie was a setup after which you knew exactly what made Superman tick and exactly what Superman was most afraid of and why Superman made the choices that he made. And it would have epic. In 5 minutes, the scale of the movie would have been absolutely extraordinary. McQuarrie also shared that the problem with making a Superman adaptation was trying to figure out bigger and bigger obstacles for the all-powerful hero. However, he shared that Richard Donner and others who have successfully brought Superman to the screen understood that the Man of Steel's greatest obstacle was himself. The sequel would have eventually happened if not for the restructuring of DCU into DCU under James Gunn. Cavill shared with fans on Instagram that he had a talk with Gunn and Safran, who had decided that his take on the role was no longer in their plans. Cavill shared in his post, Henry Cavill had to settle for just one solo movie in the DCU throughout the franchise's 9-year run. After his appearance in Black Adam in 2022, Cavill was all set to return to a Man of Steel sequel. According to THR, Cavill's Superman would have fought Brainiac in this second film. After being told by the studio to announce my return back in October, prior to their hire, this news isn't the easiest, but that's life. The changing of the guard is something that happens. I respect that. James and Peter have a universe to build. Gunn replaced Cavill with David Corenswet in his new DCU. From the promotional material, it is clear why Gunn had to replace Cavill with a new actor. His movie had a very colorful and bright theme as opposed to the dark portrayal by Cavill. Discover how Mission: Impossible sets itself apart from other spy films, with Henry Cavill's impact and the real reasons behind key actor exits. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. In Mission: Impossible, Fallout, Henry Cavill's character, August Walker, added an alarming presence while challenging Ethan Hunt physically and mentally. He is a big reason why the movie stood out, creating a dynamic relationship between the